Okie dokie. Here's something kind of odd. I'm here changing the pups on this thing, on this Chester, and I look in here, and the first time I went inside this thing, I didn't pay much attention to it. Just I hooked up the pups, but I just pulled some tape back, and that was about it. I didn't have to pull them out. Anyway, look at this. From what it looks like, this is actually a cap. This is a flame maple cap they use to put on these things. And that's anywhere from 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick throughout this guitar. And that is just so odd that this is like this. But that is definitely a thick 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick in spots cap of flame maple on top of this. So this is not one of those really thin veneered ones, and it's not one of those sheets of paper fake ones. I'll be damned. If it wasn't for all the patchwork they've done on this thing, different blocks of wood, I'd say this is a damn real Les Paul. Shit. This is amazing. But that is a big ass thick sheet of flame maple, not basswood, because below it's basswood. And all this curvature to this thing, that's the flame maple. That's really flame maple. What you're looking at, those flame looking things. I wonder why it shines so much. It's like, damn, this thing's like iridescent. You know? Like it's got movement in it, like a topaz or something, or one of those weird funky rings. But you look and see it's pieced, where they've pieced things together on it, but I'll be damned, I just can't believe it. Now that one guy that I bought this from, his name, it was his trade name was Guitar Shop, okay? Guitar Shop. And I went back on there to buy a different guitar from him, like a Rickenbacker or a maybe a Fender, upscale Fender type. And he's no longer there, okay? He had sold, like, I think, over 300 guitars on Trade Tang, and then he just disappeared. So he's like, kind of like, well, go figure now. What happened to this guy? You get fired, or how the hell does that work? Are these independent dealers, or does it actually all work together, or as a group of pirates? What do they do? I mean, this doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense. So I was really expecting to see just a thin sheet of maple, and I'm looking at it here. It's almost a 1/2 inch. Well, that is a 1/2 inch. I measured that part. And on the thick parts of the body, it's a 1/2 inch thick of flame maple. I'll be damned. And like you can see it right here. They're not painting this black, not where the pups are. This is just flame wood, okay? And this is pretty much what it looks like inside of a real one. So I'm really shocked. And it also could be a good example of why this thing sounds so good. It's like a damn really good copy. Makes you kind of wonder. It's kind of like, well, is this one of those that they're supposed to be copying, and they decided to sell it? It's like, or did they get out by mistake, or what? But that is a big thick sheet of flame maple with the varnish and shit over it. There's no paper. If I try to pull it up, there's no paper. There's no thinner vinyl veneer under it. So maybe this is one of those rejects, one of those Gibson rejects you hear about. They used to put an R on the back of the headstock. They let the employees buy it like really dirt cheap. Of course, the people like us, we pay like $3,000 for it, but when it was a reject, their employees pay like $200. is where it costs for the materials. That's what kind of market they got on these damn things, you know. But that's just amazing that that is really flame maple. And I've looked into these things a million different times, different ones. And that's a glue up right there on the vacuum. Damn. That's even got it on the inside. This thing's been stained on the overflow, and they brushed it out. Looks like they just let it glob up. You know, it makes you wonder if this wasn't a factory reject at Gibson's, and maybe they were using it to copy from. You know, I have no idea, but everyone that I've seen on the internet that went this far to show the inside of these things, it shows, you know, like a really thin piece of maple. You know, if it's veneered, it's like, God, it's just, you know, really tissue paper thin. And some are actually just sheets of paper, okay? But on this, you can see the break where that is, where they glued it up, and that's veneered, that's vacuum pressed veneered maples, like shit. It's got that overflow on it from the shellac and from the stain. Ha! Well, folks, it looks like I got me a lot nicer guitar than I started out to get. You know? So I'm very impressed. I need to get a hold of a guitar shop and get me about 3 or 4 of these things. Damn. I better start doing more inspection on this guitar. See what's going on with this thing, because that's amazing. Anyway, that's what I wanted to show you. Make sure I got it all this time. I'm not going to be digging this thing anytime soon again. But that's actually a big ass thick piece of flame maple that's been vacuum pressed on this thing. The glue over, okay? And the interior of this thing. And I swear to you, this is the Chester. It's not one of my Lesters, okay? Alright, I don't own a yellow Lester. Well, I own a yellow Chester, but not a Lester. Alright? So, what does K6 mean? I have no idea. Those aren't my markings. But anyway, I'm just totally shocked that this thing is solid wood and not just a piece of paper on top. And again, it could be why it damn looks so nice, this flame work on this thing. You know? Of course, it's not the best I've ever seen, but man, there's some burly type in here. It really looks nice. You know, I mean, you can pick this up or not. But some of this looks really nice, and it's kind of like, how the hell did they get on a piece of paper that kind of glow and that kind of, you know, that kind of iridescence to the maple itself? How do they do that with a piece of paper? You know? So, it's not the best flame I've seen. It's not straight or anything, but it sure as hell flame maple. So I thought I'd let you know that, Jesus, sometimes I guess you get lucky. You know, that blind nut finding the squirrel thingy. Well, the squirrel found one. Thanks, Dave in Texas. Have a good one.